Welcome everyone. Today we're diving into a fascinating topic that sits right at the intersection of infrastructure, commerce, and community. The Ambassador Bridge and the Gordie Howe Bridge. Both structures are vital connections between the United States and Canada, but each has its own unique features, advantages, and challenges. As you listen, I encourage you to consider your own needs and priorities. I'll weigh the pros and cons of each bridge and ultimately invite you to share your thoughts. So let's get started. First, let's take a closer look at the Ambassador Bridge, which has been linking Detroit in Michigan and Windsor, Ontario since its opening in 1929. As one of the busiest international border crossings in North America, the Ambassador Bridge handles a significant portion of trade between the U.S. and Canada. Now, what are some of the pros? The Ambassador Bridge is an established, well-known route for commuters and freight. If you need to cross the border for work or travel, you likely appreciate the familiarity and history of this bridge. With its capacity to accommodate thousands of vehicles daily, it's particularly robust in handling heavy truck traffic, a key aspect for businesses relying on cross-border trade. The bridge contributes significantly to both Detroit and Windsor's economies, generating employment and supporting local businesses near its terminals. The Ambassador has recently been approved to transport hazardous materials across the border. This saves time and money for truckers and their dispatchers, as they would otherwise have to travel to the Blue Water Bridge in Sarnia. The bridge is privately owned and operated by the Maroon family. This puts the onus on the Maroons to maintain the bridge and carry the cost of upkeep and improvement. The Ambassador has been an iconic site on the Detroit River, enhancing the skylines of both countries. But it's essential to consider the cons as well. The Ambassador Bridge is older and has faced criticism regarding its maintenance. Concerns about safety and the long-term viability of this aging structure have grown over the years. The Maroons, as owners of the bridge, neglected the upkeep of the Ambassador until forced to act on rehabilitation of the bridge due to safety risks. There have been heavy restoration and upgrades, including a new bridge deck and suspension wire replacements. However, the bridge is old. The bridge going forward has been mandated to have yearly inspections to assure it remains a safe crossing. More often than we might imagine, the Ambassador becomes backed with trucks, sometimes for miles waiting to cross. With its popularity come delays, especially during peak hours. The wait times can stretch on, which can be frustrating for commuters and costly for businesses. Crossing the Ambassador Bridge comes with a toll. To cross to the USA and return costs around $26 Canadian. Truckers pay by the axle, which can add up to well over $100. The cost of doing business, I suppose. However, for frequent travelers, this can add up, impacting their budget over time. Other than using the Windsor Detroit Tunnel, which is limited to the type of vehicles can cross, the Ambassador is the only game in town. When a new bridge was proposed, it started a conflict that drug on for years. Matty Maroon fought tooth and nail to stop the new bridge. There was a lot of money at stake. Maroon wanted to maintain control of the crossing by twinning the Ambassador to keep ownership. He refused to sell land he held to thwart the construction of the new bridge until the government finally expropriated the land and set up the plans for the new bridge in motion. Years of delay at a cost we can only imagine is in the past now. With the green light, a new bridge construction began in 2018. We have more to share, and we'll get right to that, but I'd like to take a second to ask for your subscription. These videos do take time and money to create, supported solely on your subscription. It's free and really helps, so if you like the content, please subscribe. I really appreciate your support. Shifting to the new kid on the block, the Gordie Howe International Bridge, officially under construction and set to open in the fall of 2025. This ambitious project aims to alleviate the pressures faced by the Ambassador Bridge. It also takes pollution from the thousands of cars and trucks out of the city limits, a big plus in my personal opinion. With the latest engineering innovations, the Gordie Howe Bridge promises to be safer and more efficient, specifically designed to handle modern traffic volumes, 6 lanes of traffic, 3 north and 3 south, connecting directly to the 401 highway in Canada and the I-75 highway in the USA, will ease congestion on the Ambassador Bridge, providing an alternative for those traveling between the two nations. It also has a pedestrian and bicycle path connected to national trails on both sides of the border, something that hasn't been allowed on the Ambassador Bridge for decades. The bridge isn't just about transportation. It's also positioned to stimulate economic growth in Detroit and Windsor, creating jobs and fostering new opportunities. However, the Gordie Howe Bridge isn't without its challenges. Currently, it's in the construction phase, which means it won't be available for crossing just yet. The opening is expected by the fall of 2025, so until then, residents and travelers will still rely on the Ambassador Bridge. As with any new infrastructure project, there are uncertainties about its long-term utilization and whether it will indeed relieve the traffic issues faced by the Ambassador Bridge. However, with the bridge adding the ability of 1.5 times of traffic on the Ambassador Bridge, it can only become a huge benefit to cross-border travel. The construction of the Gordie Howe International Bridge is funded by the Canadian government and involves significant financial implications. The government plans to recoup the construction costs through tolls, which raises questions about toll rates and funding. Setting toll rates too high could deter users, while rates that are too low might not cover the costs, impacting future users and potentially leading to increased public spending. Balancing these factors is crucial to ensure the bridge's financial sustainability and to avoid placing undue burden on commuters and businesses. It will be interesting to see what tolls will be charged to use the crossing. Whatever the future holds, we can be sure both the Ambassador and the Gordie Howe Bridges will be around to serve for decades to come. It's crucial to think about your own priorities. Take a moment to reflect on what matters most to you. Is it the convenience of the current Ambassador Bridge with its historical significance, or the promise of efficiency and economic growth that comes with the new Gordie Howe Bridge? Are you looking for a reliable, established route, or do you prioritize modern safety features and reduce congestion? I'd love to hear your thoughts. What experiences have you had while crossing the Ambassador Bridge? Which bridge, the Ambassador or the Gordie Howe, do you believe will stand out in the future? Share your opinions and predictions in the comments below. Your insights help foster a community discussion around an important topic for our region. Either way, both bridges play a crucial role in connecting the U.S. and Canada. Each has its unique advantages and potential drawbacks. Understanding these differences can help us make informed decisions about our travel and economic activities moving forward. So what's next? I encourage you to learn more about the Ambassador Bridge and the Gordie Howe Bridge. Explore their histories, understand their impacts, and keep an eye on their futures. Your voice matters in shaping the story of these vital connections. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video so we can continue creating these informational videos. Drive safely and take care. This is Bob Jones, and I will see you in the next video.